Sika ya Mogya, Sika ya Mogya.
Yes, so that was Pat Thomas with Sika ya Mogya. We just played the intro. Can you guess what we are going to discuss this morning? Do you agree with Pat Thomas? Or say Sika nyabwa demawakan, to which money is not an animal, but Sika manipa, I mean, makes you who you can become. This morning we are discussing money matters in marriage and family. Money is a big one, you know. Is it too much of it causes trouble? Is it true? Too little of it causes trouble? Is it true? And in between causes trouble? Is it true? So today we are going to delve deep into it. We are going to look at the place of money. So we are saying money matters in marriage and family. Now the word matters, you see, has two connotations. If I say something matters, it can be that that thing is important, is of relevance. So money matters in marriage and family. So that's one leg of the conversation. And then the second leg is money matters in marriage. That has to be with a noun expression. That means that the issues of money. So money matters in marriage and money matters in marriage. So as a pun, we are looking at it in both ways. The place of money in marriage and the family. And I want to start with the two wonderful guys I have here, and so we'll soon be joined by the wonderful lady. So I'll say good morning to them first, because before I introduce them to you. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Can I call you my brothers?
Oh, why not?
Definitely.
All right. All right. Please play me the intro again of Sika ya Mogya. Just the intro.
Sika yenye pampara, Sika ya Mogya, Sika ya Mogya, Sika ya Mogya, Sika ya Mogya. Jema minka trewude, Sika nyapwa dema wakan, Sika yenye pampara, Sika ya Mogya.
Pat Thomas says Sika ya Mogya. That's money is blood. No, there's something called blood money. That one is different too. Blood money is not good. But he's saying that when you have money, you have energy. Somebody sang a song, energy. When you don't have the money, then Charlie. He say even when you're old, your voice is small in the family if you don't have the money. But when you have the money and even you're young, your voice is big in the family. Is it true? So good morning, gentlemen, once again.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, so this morning, let me introduce the two gentlemen for now. So we have our regular Mr. Sylvester Segbaya, who is a family health practitioner. Hey, look at me, what's happening? See, I know why. Who is a public health practitioner and also a pharmacist and a counselor and wears many other wonderful hats. And then also Mr. Paul Kofi Mante, who is MD of EDC Investments Limited and president of the Christian Couples Club and a personal financial planner. And what he hasn't added is that he recently launched 5 books in the good. That one I want to say it. And I'll make time for us to discuss it, because this man has been in the finance business for a long time, so he understands it, he breathes it, he eats it. So Sika ya Mogya, he understands it more than in total, as they say. Good morning, gentlemen, once again.
Good morning. Good morning.
So
Good morning.
this morning we are looking at money matters in marriage and family. So let me start with you, Papa Sil, then I'll come to you Papa Paul, yes. Is money necessary in life generally? Then I will come to marriage and the family.
Well, that's an interesting question. Depending on which and season on planet Earth, you may say yes or no.
Okay.
So many years ago, when they did not have physical currency and they did barter trade, I don't know whether they would consider barter trade a transaction that involved money, but it was essentially swapping what I have for what I need.
Okay.
You know, at that point, probably money didn't mean anything. You know, but when human beings transitioned into a world where they used some physical representation for money to do transactions, to acquire what they wanted or to pay for what they had acquired, money became a very important part of our lives. So in our world today, money is obviously very important and plays a very important role in our lives. You want to pay for the food you eat, or you need food to eat, you find it in a restaurant or in the market. You don't just go pick it up and walk away. You have to pay for it, and you need money. You need clothing, you need housing, whatever you need. Not too many things come for free. So whatever does not come for free and requires payment or has a cost to it, requires that you have money to take care of that transaction. So money is absolutely important. I've heard a number of people say that Jesus in his ministry spoke a lot more about money than many other things, you know. So highlighting the importance of money and the role it plays in our lives. I'll say that money is very important to pay your school fees, your children's school fees, to pay for your rent, to pay for your transportation back and forth, even the fuel you buy, everything. You need money one way or the other. However, there are things that money cannot buy, you know,
okay.
and money cannot buy life, you know. Of course, I mean, when you have money and you have a health condition that requires payment of money to get treated, yes, it solves that problem. But there are some health conditions that do not really have a proper solution or do not have a cure. It really will not get you out of that problem if God does not intervene, for those of us who believe in God. You know, so it's important to also draw the line there, you know. But just to say in summary that money plays a very important part in our lives.
Awesome. Money is important, plays a very important part in our lives. So says Papa Sil. And I come to Papa Paul. Good morning.
Good morning,
Yes, sir.
Mike. No, Papa Sil, I've always been listening to him and admire. I've been waiting for the day to meet him.
You see, so today you guys, you both owe me a lunch at Movenpick.
Yeah, because you know, when you sent me the message that he's on the program, like, well, he's a guru. I don't need to come today.
Yes, that's what he told me.
He's a great man. I mean, I'm excited to be meeting with him.
You see,
like a friend lawyer of mine will say, lawyer champ will say, I associate myself with whatever he has said.
Thank you, sir.
I associate myself. But just to add a little bit, Mike. So I think that we are looking at money in general. Then we'll come to the subject matter of marriage.
Yes.
So money is very important.
Okay.
You know, people are listening to us this morning because we are using money to transmit.
Right.
If we didn't have money to buy the equipment we are using today, they won't hear us.
That's true.
So money, I associate myself with what my senior said. Life is not all about money. Yes, but money must be understood because almost everything physical can be answered with money. Money will give you the ability to do more things. And more things here means more things, including more things. Plus more things. Money does more things. Money will give you access to better healthcare facilities. You know, sometimes when you are even sick, you're talking about sickness. somebody told me, I don't know, but he's a pharmacist, right? So he can confirm. Now, even when it comes to the medication, yeah, we here for drone, yeah, we Sika for drone. There are some medications that will do justice, but they are expensive, and the poor cannot buy. So money is important. Money will give you access to better educational opportunities. There is a classical story. I don't get tired sharing it. The year 2009, when I spoke to some young people in a camp on the topic "See you at the top." Fired them. A young lady comes to me and says, "Sir, based on what you have shared with us, watch out for me. I'm in secondary school. I'll make 8 A1s."
Wow.
She took my number. She made 8 A1s.
Wow.
What do you want to be? I want to be a medical doctor. Board forms to the university. You know what? Admission comes. Her name is not on the admission list.
Huh?
We follow up. We are told if she's willing to be a fee-paying student, she will be admitted.
That animal fee-paying.
Fee-paying. But this young lady is the first daughter of a single mother of 4. This young lady was home when school reopened. Anybody I knew, I sent her results to the person. Charlie, help this daughter for me. Help this daughter. Some friends in high places asked her to come for a letter. So she got late admission based on that letter. As I talk to you today, she's a medical doctor.
Wow.
You know, young lady, one statement comes to mind. It is the fact that poverty can make nonsense of intelligence.
Please repeat that. Let me quote you. Poverty can make nonsense of intelligence.
Of intelligence.
All right.
Money is important. Look, money makes marriage and even relationship better. I know we'll drive there. But you see, the good book says, Proverbs 22:7, the rich rule over the poor, and the borrower is a servant to the lender. Proverbs 22:7. Proverbs 19:7. The good book says, the poor are shunned by all their relatives. How much more do their friends avoid them? Though the poor pursue them with pleading, they are nowhere to be found. So you see, money is important, and people need to understand us. We are not talking about just the accumulation of money and worshipping money. We are talking about the fact that we are, you see, somebody said we came with the world with nothing. And it is true. And we live with nothing. And it is true. But we have a mandate to fulfill on earth. Whilst we are here. And a lot of the mandates, you need money to make it happen. So we acquire money, we make money, so that why God brought us here, we can accomplish purpose and ministry and all that before we leave. So money is important. It's a mechanism for efficiency. You become more efficient at it. I was in the camp this week to speak to some young guys. If you're a lady and you wash with your hands, it's a complete waste of time. I mean, maybe a washing machine could do that.
So, but you need the money to buy the machine. So that's why the money. So that's why money can do more things.
Money can do more things. So when you have money, there are a lot of things you can. In fact, somebody said you can combine 5 lives into one. 4 lives into one. The time to wash, you can use it to do other things. You know, so I want to associate myself with senior. Money is very important.
Money is very important. On which note, I want to welcome our third and only lady to the house this morning. Lady Justina, welcome.
Thank you.
So the voice you are hearing is the voice of Justina Owejiri, who is a clinical is a counseling psychologist with the Ghana Atomic Energy Commission Hospital, and also a regular on this program. How are you doing, my sister?
By the grace of God.
Awesome. So you see, the gentleman has set us down. Now we're going to go straight because we don't have time. Before you realize that all the time will be gone. How does, and I want to start with you, then I'll come to Papa Sil, and then I'll come to Champion Paul. How significant is money in marriage and family? Is there any psychological and emotional dynamics of the presence of, or the abundance of, or the lack of money? What are the psychological undertones or underpinnings of money in marriage and the family? My PhD question.
Okay, like they thank you so much. Like they've said, money matters in the marriage and then family, and then health and then mental well-being aspect will be that money promotes resilience in financial challenges, and then it also prevents stress-related illness and then marital breakdown. it teaches young ones balance materialism, encourages joy in relationship, not possessions. So looking at the I've mentioned just the money, but how the money is used, and then I'll even look at how the money is acquired. So in the money is very important, and in the quest to get it, you have to have your health in mind. So there are some ways we are getting money that of is killing us. So you have to weigh, and then I always talk about values at the beginning of the marriage, which is the beginning of the new family. So what do we cherish as a couple? Then we have our guests, that is our
Please
children.
hold on 1 second for him. Please, you bring any of your books here.
Yes.
Okay, so let me announce it. Today I want to do quick this thing. This one, if you are within the proximity, this one is a special thing I want to do for you. Our big brother and wonderful brother Paul has copies of this his 5 books here. We have about over an hour and a half to go before we all run out of the studio. If you are within proximity, he's not going to leave the books here after. If you are within proximity to City FM at Adabraka, you can come here and he has books. How to build your first house, how to for retirement, so many, 5. Maybe Paul, you can itemize them for me. So if you come here, you can get it at cost price here within the time up to 9 p.m. Hey, I say 9 p.m. You see, when you haven't slept like somebody else who is facing me, that's what happens to you. We are here till 9 a.m. So you can come and pick your pack. Yes, there's marriage and finance. There's how to own your first house. There's retirement planning. There's multiple streams of income. This one is a must get as well. And then 80 practical multiple streams of income ideas. 5 books by Paul and Linda Mante. Crazy. You can't miss it. So it's here. If you want any, come. You can get all the 5. We are here till 9 a.m. So you can drive here. You can pick Trotsky. You can pick Uber, Bolt, whatever. You can meet and can do more money can do or what money cannot do money cannot do more money can do. Yes, so ladies, you on the floor when I hear. Come to us and keep your comments, queries, questions and contributions coming on anything about money to the marriage and family, and we'll be able to share with the rest of the world. And then where we have to respond, we will respond accordingly. Where is your contribution or your disagreement? Like I said, bring it. We all will learn. WhatsApp or Telegram 0549 986 996. WhatsApp, Telegram 0549 986 996. Yes, Lady Justina, you're on the floor.
So in that money helps in reducing stress, especially financial stress in the marriage and then in the family. So when you have like my brother was mentioning washing with hands, and if you look at today's family life,
Yes.
I won't say the woman. Now we have come to a point where a woman is making it, a man is making it, but we still need to wash.
Okay.
So if there is money, if I can afford,
Yes.
or he can afford,
Yes.
then we take down some of the stress, because when we come back, there's a machine that is washing, and that few minutes that we use for washing
Yes.
can be saved for rest
Okay.
or do other things.
Okay. So that's it's. I'm having finished. I'm just asking a question. So can you? He mentioned you can do 4 or 5 things. Can you be washing? The blender will help you to cook, or that will take some. The blender will do it for you in minutes or a few minutes.
Let me gas cooker and it gets burnt.
Okay.
Not that I don't know how to cook, because I've been cooking since childhood. But let me just put something on the machine, a laptop, or respond to a WhatsApp message.
Okay.
Then on and on and on, you forget that something is. But when I put it in the microwave or rice cooker, it's timed.
Okay.
So whether I'm there or not, the time is you and it stops.
Okay.
These are some of the advantages.
Okay.
And
of
that's
the convenience.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then my rice is burnt and I'm hungry. I have to throw it away, cook another one. the cost involved
Yes.
in terms of time, in terms of the rice itself, and the waste.
Okay.
So money,
And even the last one is a risk.
the risk. If you are not careful, a whole house is burnt because of, So money reduces some of these stresses.
Okay.
And then power imbalances or
What do you
power
mean-
balance.
What do you mean by that?
So when money is scarce at home, there is fluctuation of power, especially when one person depends on the other.
You see, when money is what scarce
Yes,
at home.
at home.
Okay, so you are explaining yourself. When money is scarce at home, then there's what?
Power
Fluc-
imbalance.
Power imbalance.
Fluctuation of power.
Okay.
Especially if it is one
Hey,
way.
you see, the woman is
Mercy,
Charlie, the woman
mercy.
is taking the man on this money, but it says fluctuation of power, imbalance of power.
Yes.
Go on. Go
So a
there.
good example is where it's only the woman providing certain key needs at home. Then she starts thinking the man is not enough or not responsible.
Okay.
If it is only the man, it's the same way.
Is it the same way? No, the women feel cool. The men feel that then somebody sent us a message some time
Yes,
ago
if
that,
it- yes.
that a man should be a man.
A
He
man should
provide.
be a man.
Yes.
And that
So-
alone
Yes.
creates problems.
Okay, what
so
kind of problems? You know me and my long mouth.
yes.
Yes. What kind
So
of problems?
communication,
Okay.
controlling.
Okay.
In marriages where there's control, there's no emotional connection.
Okay. And you think money has something to do with
Money has something to do when it's coming from one source,
Yes.
especially the man.
that? Yes.
Naturally men want to be in control.
Okay.
Men are conquering territories, and controlling is one way they conquer.
Okay.
So now it's everything, including salt and matches.
Okay.
Then he feels if you don't do ABC, this is where complaining about watching TV, using fan, and all those things comes in.
Okay.
Because he feels I don't have enough. And if you have on the fan, the AC, the TV, it's a waste.
Okay.
But if you are bringing and he is bringing, that complaint is reduced.
Okay. Keep that.
And controlling is reduced.
So I say that money can be a tool for control.
Yeah.
And it can a fair representation of it both ways, both husband and wife can help in the dynamics of power. To be continued. I'll come back to you. Osavo Sil, they say that you heard where she start from. Is there a traditional or conventional mindset about the interplay of money in the marriage, in the home? Is it a given that since men must be conquerors, men must be the dominant ones, in quote, traditionally, or they must be the providers, 100% providers? She says no. When they become controlling, they become overbearing. I'm adding my own words, and then there's imbalance. She used the word power. So is it that money makes men powerful, and is it that the conventional is meant to stay, or we may have a contemporary situation? She believes that the contemporary situation is what should go, where both are earning, so that both can contribute. What do you think about that? Another PhD question.
Yeah, well, we'll write it till we are tired. So, yes, there are traditional mindsets about who should bring the money home and who should put the money on the table. I won't go into the fine details, but I think generally there's the perception that the man must be the man, as you said, and that means the man must be the provider. He must be the one spending. Somehow they tell you that it's the man that must give the housekeeping money. And when your children come and they're going to school, they say it's the man that must pay the school fees and all of that. So there are all these notions. However, a lot has changed, and there are times when the women are doing it, but they are doing it in very different ways. I've actually met a woman who said that I pay all the bills, but nobody knows. And a lot of times when my husband's relatives come to the house, they think I'm the one spending his money.
Okay.
But what happened to them was that at the stage the husband lost the job and things were not going very well for him. So she was still running her business and things were going well, and they did very well for themselves. They put up a house and all of that. Somehow, because of this traditional mindset, the relatives, when they come to the home, assume that, oh, this is a house built by our son. Of course, you don't have to be explaining to everybody who built your house.
Exactly. Okay.
So that mindset actually affects a lot of things we do, and I believe that it's high time we have a paradigm shift, so that we begin to understand the importance of the two parties working together when it comes to managing the money of the home. I don't know, but I don't expect that in a world today we should have a lot of couples or a lot of homes where the woman is sitting at home as housewife and the man is the only one working and bringing in some income. Times have changed a lot. I say to people that unless your husband is a very rich man or a filthily rich millionaire and they don't need your part of the money. But even that, you notice that some people
Progress, personal
you have
dynamics.
you've gone to school, you've learned a career, or you've learned a trade, and you have a qualification that entitles you to get a decent job that will help you earn a decent income. There's no reason why you should sit at home just because your husband brings in all the money, because at the stage you will not be satisfied. What are you sitting at home doing? There are situations where the couple discuss and agree that because of this stage of our children, we need to sacrifice for a period of time so that they can responsibly. That is a compromise, and again, I've met a number of couples who have done that. I have a friend outside the country. The wife, at the time they were getting married, was doing her PhD. So I think she finished her PhD a year after they were married, and then the children started coming in, and they actually came to the agreement that she was going to stay home to raise the children whilst he worked. And I think this went on for like 10 years.
Wow.
This is a whole PhD holder.
Okay.
But thereafter she resumed work. They set up a business together, and as I speak now, they jointly manage it, and they're doing very well. If that understanding is not there, it can create a lot of complexities, and especially when you have external interferences. You have family members who are poking their nose all the time or peeping through the windows to see what is happening. But when you have your space as a couple and you're able to meaningfully discuss what works for you as a family, it's always very helpful for you to just put an arrangement in place that works for you. So one, I don't subscribe to the idea that the man must be the one that does everything when it comes to bringing money to the home. Two, it's important that the couple work out what works best for them, and it's
so please, just to cut in, don't lose it. So you answer and then you add on.
Right.
The example you gave with this PhD holder, she's the woman.
Yes.
How about if the reverse? The woman has bigger opportunity, her income flow, because even sometimes because of equal opportunities options, sometimes a woman can get a job that 5 or 10 men will kill for, which offers her very high
income,
remuneration with all the perks.
Yeah, that's right.
Can it be that in such a case, the man would be the one to take the lesser job or be the one at home? Will he be able to deal with the nuances?
Yeah, well, so it comes back to the issue of understanding. It's true that men have big egos, but I've also met this gentleman whose wife works with the UN and has a very good position, has a good job. The perks with the UN are very
fantastic,
very, very enticing.
Yeah.
And so she brings in very good money every month. The man still works though. There were periods again when he was out of job, but because the wife is very supportive and very understanding, they have lived comfortably. I mean, again, because the woman doesn't work in the country, so she's away most of the time. He's here raising the children, you know. So there must always be the balancing act. Somebody must trade off something. There must be the
She calls it balance of power. Will you go with that word? We'll do with that word power. I'm coming to you. When I come to you, they will fire at some supersonic speed.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether we'll call it balance of power. I think it's more of understanding, coming to that point of understanding.
So balance of consideration or power.
Because
I told you I put it's a comma, it's not a full stop. I'll be coming to you by...
The reason I won't go with power is that in the marriage, it shouldn't be power play.
Okay.
You know,
but does that happen in marriage?
There is. I mean, it happens a lot because of. I would say that there are many reasons why it happens, and it can be both ways. Sometimes the women are more powerful than the men. Other times the reverse holds true. You know, so and they are driven by many factors. You marry a man. You are from a very modest background. The woman is from a very wealthy home, and the parents have given her everything she ever dreamt of in life. You marry her, they bought you a house, they bought you cars, they've given you everything, you know, and now they're kind of subtly manipulating or dictating to your home. Because they kind of supply, and we've had this conversation before here in the studio where we're like, okay, what if the parents say you can't afford vacation abroad, but we'll buy our daughter tickets to take a vacation.
You see how poor is not because you say what money cannot do, more money can do.
Yeah, you know, and now it becomes a debate in the home. Should we go for the vacation or should we just forgo? You know, and the man coming from a modest background has a certain mindset. The woman coming from a very wealthy home has a very different mindset. And they need to come to a level playing ground. Actually, by the time they are getting married, if they see the imbalances there and they walk into that marriage, those things they ignored become the biggest threat to their marriage as they move ahead.
What if at that point they didn't see it because they were all in love best, everything, she would do everything, he was cool, she was no fuss about nothing. But now the rubber has made the road and she was cool at a point. But now, as you are going, I see actually the thing like I say, she washing machine, then you say she wash her hands. So she will buy it, or maybe mommy will provide. Then the next thing, you are not that you are not working hard, but you are not earning enough yet. Then the next thing, something else. Like she's saying, rice boiler or rice cooker is done. Then something else. Then maybe a certain crash that offers some kind of care, which is way above your pay grade. High end. Exactly. Then you say no. You say but I have the money. You say it's not your money. You say it's my money. So if you don't have it, why must you not go? But you didn't see these things. Not that you didn't discuss. Not that she didn't want to. Them. But the reality is that now, with the kind of soft life she's had, should have gone along if she didn't have the resources. Or she didn't have access to the resources. But now she has the access to the resources. You are planning, but your level is not there yet. How does that play out?
I mean, those are realities on the ground, and we come across them very often these days. So yes, you during courtship you never talked about things like this, but this is where we also have to be very careful. People planning to marry must talk about everything and anything. You know, and if you are dating somebody who comes from a wealthy home, whether it's the man or the woman, and you come from a very modest background where your parents live in a chamber and hall and 5 of you grew up in that room, you've got to analyze things very critically, and both parties must see whether the elements of compatibility really exist and whether you are like-minded before you progress. Don't ignore the red flags. Don't ignore the fact that this person is coming from a very wealthy home and I'm from an extremely modest home. You know, if you ignore them, you would also overlook the critical conversations that you must have, which may make or unmake your marriage as you move along. So there are major deciders, or there are things that will influence decision making in the home. Because like you said, if I'm used to doing things a comfortable way, because nobody worried about whether there was money to pay for fuel to drive to work or not, all of a sudden it's like, oh, we don't have enough money, let's park the car and let's all take trotro. Oh, that will become a big issue and a very big bone of contention. So have the conversations, agree for trade-offs, agree on what will work, and sometimes I must also add that people are not very sincere when they have these conversations, and those are the things that come back to affect the relationship. So like you said, when people fall in love, they say love is blind, so they blindly jump at everything. Oh, I'll make do with this, I would live with it. So when you get married and now you have a car.
So is it that she's being insincere? Maybe she's being sincere in the heart of heart. She's willing to, but then when the reality comes,
yes,
that's what I'm saying. So
you see that,
but not that she wasn't, not that she was lying. She meant it that I'll die with you.
She didn't assess what kind of death that was. So it's important that we are very, very critical, and we actually analyze thoroughly, because if we don't, we will go around.
Exactly like that. But the other party can afford and says, I want to do it not to steal or to put it in your face, but then it will make it better for both of us.
Yes.
But yet you say that no, I am the man, and so we must go along this path until I can afford, I can do it. Which is why we are discussing money this morning.
It can be problematic. It can be problematic. I mean, simply because sometimes people are looking beyond the now. They're like, okay, yes, we have all these good things. I didn't work for any of them. I didn't pay for any of them. I'm going to be enjoying them. There are two things that can happen. Well, not just two, probably more than two. The family interference you cannot overlook, because they are the ones supplying these resources. They are not really yours. It's different. We had the conversation about your partner earning a healthy income. But where the family is throwing in the money, you are not living on your own resources. And when they pull the plugs, what happens? When they begin to say that, why are you feeding off our wealth? When are you going to make your own money? They may be very nice, everything well, and every now and then the family gathering, they pull your wife aside and start asking her questions that you don't want to hear. Because the body language is changing towards you. You're like, why are they now looking at me in a weird way? So you've got to just weigh it and reach a beautiful compromise, and it's not easy.
Then there's no more
eventually
compromise.
It collapses because there's a tilt
so now
in
you
one
said
direction.
They asked the question, when are you going to make the money? Also for Paul. So now I'm coming to you. We'll go on a break at 8, but from now to the 8, I want to take us on it. When we come back from the break, I want to take us on it a bit before I come to Lady Destina.
Definitely.
To deal on that power thing, because we're looking at the psychology of money in addition to all that we are looking at. So how do we make the money?
Let me touch a little bit on the earlier questions, because it's important, especially on the power play and all that. It's important to state that money is like electricity. If you wire it well, if you misuse it, it burns the house down. Money is like electricity. Money is like fire. It can warm the family or consume your marriage.
Hey, these things, weighty statements have to written. Sometimes when you start looking, money is like electricity. If you
wire it well, it lights up the whole house. If you misuse it, it burns the house down. Okay. Oh, Michael, there's so much more.
Yes. No, see what? Right. See, if you don't do it, then Chairman Paul say it again. That's why I'm looking, because sometimes driving. So please,
it's like electricity. If you wire it well, it lights up the whole house. if you misuse it, it's down like fire. It can warm, resume your marriage. Money is like oxygen in a marriage. If you don't always, in fact, you don't always note when it is there.
Okay.
But when it is up, it chokes the relationship. It's like oxygen.
Okay.
You see, you see, who says two are better than one? Okay. So I'm worried about the power play, and I'm worried about the man making money, the wife is making money. Once we are radical, I know a lot of people will not see it, but that is my view. It's the reason why we have a lot of challenges. Because you see, money is emotional.
Okay.
It's not just about now. It's an emotional thing to own a house. So freedom. We have money, let's live a good life. So in a situation we are one, I need to make some compromises on you can't have compromises. I need to make some compromises on my stand, and she compromises on her stand. We go, and eventually, you know what, I will walk away after I make my own money. The lower income is not help, and especially men has also the valued.
Okay.
And because of this, manage these dynamics carefully, it can become a power. That is where the power struggle. Two are better than one.
So for you, together,
no, married, Linda was not working.
Okay.
And when I put in the drawer, Charlie, I get you any. So
it's us, not me.
Nothing like chop money. The money is there. That is all we have. I started working, but guess what, Michael? 2005, I went to do my master's, MBA. When I went to do my master's, I was put on a half salary at that because I was schooling and working. Now Linda started doing business, and the business started booming. She made money, good money. But you know, we had started from a point where whatever I made was for us. She started making good. She'll go to the shop, she'll come with money, she'll give to me to count, and she'll go and sleep. The next morning I'll tell her how much money she made, and then she'll ask, what do we do? So let's see the so the realizes that the tables will always turn. Today you are making more money than your wife. If you have, the tables will turn one day. That the two of us, unfortunately, I don't subscribe to the view that the wife, if the wife needs to work, let her work. But if the two of us are, it's not necessarily what brings money. Work can be counseling.
It can be volunteering.
You know, when money is a major motivator for all that we do, it's a very low life. If you are living for money, money becomes a master to you. Let me also state that money exposes personality differences. You know, it exposes, some are risk takers, some are risk averse, and money will expose that. Some people find joy in today's enjoyment, others in tomorrow's security. In marriage, this difference can create friction if there is no harmony. And you know, money is also central to our daily family life. We need to pay the rent, we need to pay the mortgage, we need to pay the children's school fees. So and the Bible says that if one does not provide for his relatives, and especially for his own household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. If we have 6 children and Linda is making so much money that I need to be around, drop the children, help with their home, and make sure the house is organized, I don't think it makes me lesser of a man. If we understand our place, that the man is still the head of the home. It doesn't make the woman a servant, but the man provides leadership, knowing that the Bible says, have your wives like Christ loved the church and gave himself up, make all the sacrifices for the wife. So in this leadership, you lead with love. You don't do anything that hurts your wife.
Don't lose your thought. But once you bring your head now,
I don't have a problem.
Why is it that this narrative is not widespread?
Because
still today, in our contemporary status,
because of the self. People are married, you see, but they have left a window. So just in case something happens, I can walk out. But if we are married and we burn the bridge, the bridge on which we used to get into the marriage, that we are in this for good. We own the house together. We own the cars together. We bought the land together. In fact, and it's important to state here, I haven't seen any perfect marriage, including mine. Every marriage, because they are two human beings.
Is there any perfect marriage?
No, because they are two human beings, there will always be that friction, the small misunderstanding. But where there is a window, I have my money, he has his window, I have my, and when it's misunderstanding, the temptation to walk away is higher. But if we have built this house together, me the wife, I was there, we carried the concrete together. This is one house for us. This is our house. We are in it together. We will solve our problems and be there. So we need to push that we are one. I make money, but my mentality, I've psyched myself up that I make money for us. I don't make money for me. You know, when there is that thinking, then the power play does not come up. But Michael, let me also add that money reflects our values and priorities as well.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, how a couple spend reveal what they value. You know, for one person it's the future, another person is today. The mismatch between the couple can create tension in the house, and it's the reason why we have a lot of tension. And the Bible says, where your treasure is, your heart will be also. So if your treasure is just money, if and let me say this, I pray that listeners understand me. If money becomes the most important thing to you, that is the end of your life.
Why so?
Because you prioritize money above everything. You prioritize money above your wife. You prioritize money above your children. You prioritize money above your friends. Today, people don't have time for friends, for social life. People don't connect. We are not available for each other because we are looking for money. People don't know the school their children attend because they are looking for money. In fact, people even sacrifice their health. They will work their I talk about money. Remember, I've been talking about money for years. I've been speaking sometimes 300 times in a year talking about money, but I've come to that realization, and we need to put on record that if you make money the most important thing to you as a wife, your marriage will collapse. If you're a husband, if you make money the most important thing to you as a husband, your marriage will have challenges. So money is important, but it's not the most important thing. And it's also the reason why we need to set.
Every statement is loaded. Money is important, but it's not the most important.
Yes.
I'll write it down.
Yes. Yeah. You know, it's the reason why we need to work together as husband and wife. You know, maybe let me add 1 or 2 points. Money pressure fuels conflict as well. Money pressure. And we all know that money is one of the topmost things when it comes to divorces. The lack of money would give you stress. It will be the blame game, the finger pointing. You lied to me when we're getting, and too much money can also lead to pride, secrecy, mistrust, and misbehavior, and lack of respect. And how do you tell me to submit? Who are you when I can take care of myself? But I think that it's just a misunderstanding, and it's not about the money. It is how the money is handled. It's the understanding of our money. And I like Papa Sly with the issue about the extended family, because the extended family and cultural expectations can also be a major issue when it comes to this power play and money issues. In many African families, including Ghana, marriage finance is not just about the husband and wife. It's also about my mother, who is 84, who doesn't have any pension. It's also about my wife's father, who doesn't have any pension. It's also about the firstborn, and I have 7 other siblings, and I have started work, and my siblings are not working. You need a careful balance, and we need to understand that it's not just about me and my husband. We need to support parents. And today, I am being a blessing to several churches, travel to several countries. But guess what? My father died in 84. I had big siblings who were working, who were helping with my school fees, who were helping my father. I cannot say I'm married, so I'm turning my back on my siblings. But you need that careful balance, you know. And maybe the final point I want to take and then take a break is that money is also about the future. It shapes the future. You know, the decisions about savings, investment, borrowing determines whether the family builds wealth into the future or are trapped in debt. property owning, children's education, giving back to society, and all that. Ultimately, it's about the family's future as well, and we need to plan. I mean, in the second part, I'll talk about the various areas we need to plan towards. But the Bible says that a good man leaves inheritance for his children's children. So it's not just about you, and it's about the two of us building a legacy into the future. Maybe in conclusion, money is such a big deal in marriage because it is tied to identity, the values, power, security, and even love. It touches every decision a family makes. Money, it touches every decision the family makes, from what to eat today to what the future of the children will be. The question is not whether money matters. It handle it with the wisdom, the transparency we need to work. Mike,
yes, sir.
Money cannot. It is called vitamin M.
Vitamin M.
Yes. When Mommy was talking,
Yes.
he talked about how it's stress.
Yes.
Right. So I am adding to her point
yes.
that money can boost your immune system.
So do you agree with
vitamin M?
Do you agree with Sika and hey, my mind, what's happening? The Pat Thomas.
Yeah.
That's Sika and Mogya.
Hey.
Sika and Mogya.
Yeah.
Because I'm just curious about. So, Paul, I'm wondering. I mean, you said a lot, so I'm just wondering why you said you don't subscribe to the idea of the man and the wife working. Because you said that your wife was doing business at a point,
Yes.
you were working as well.
Thank you. I'm not saying that the wife shouldn't work. I'm not saying that the two of them, one should be home. I'm not saying the wife should
It's
be a
important
housewife.
you clarify that so that people
no,
don't misconstrue.
that is not what
it.
I am saying.
Right.
But I am saying that when it gets to a point where one needs to make some sacrifice, so far as work that brings money is concerned, there shouldn't be a problem if we've planned and we can take care of her. Look, I manage funds, so I've seen a lot of people. There's a teacher I help years back. He's still a teacher who is making monthly interest of 75,000 cedis every month. Every month. People get to a point where money works for them. The money generates returns. When you get to that point where you are financially independent, when you get to that point where with or without salary, you can live the life you want to live. Working to make money to show that, Charlie, I'm also contributing becomes a problem. So the motivation for the work is what I'm talking about. I'm not saying my wife still runs the family business and all that, but at the point she chose that instead of doing 8 to 5, because we have 4 children, let me do my own stuff so that I can help with the taking care of the children. So Papa Sly, I am not saying women must not work. No, I'm not saying a woman must be a housewife, but I don't find any problem when a husband and wife agrees that the wife will be a housewife and take care of the children and take care of the I don't find anything wrong with that. If the two of us are together and we see the money as ours, I don't see anything wrong with that.
What I want to also clarify is that it mustn't always be the woman who has to sacrifice that working ability to stay home because of our culture and our mindset. We still haven't gotten to that point where families believe that a woman owns the house, a woman owns the car. Even if you buy a car for a man, still the family see it as the man. So it's my son's money. So because of that, we have to be careful when we are making these decisions, because there are some marriages where a woman sacrifices to stay home to support the man. Even at the time when the man cannot afford, the woman managed to get the support he needs to get to where he is now. He is there now, and the woman has been thrown out. A year last year, it was raining when a man asked the wife to leave the home, pack her things into the rain. He didn't even consider. Meanwhile, this woman stopped working to take care of children, to give the man that comfort, the peace of mind, to build the house they are in. But when it gets to the point, he said, go for this woman. So we have to be careful.
Yes, I think we are getting the balance. But before we go, can I say something before you come in? I think that is what we and it's good to have 2 men here, but myself 3 and a woman, so that we can get a balance. I think what I'm gaining, if I'm wrong, you can correct me, is that the main factor where there's unfaithfulness, wickedness, inconsideration, and no lack of genuine compromise and convergence is what leads to the me and the power struggle. But when there's that togetherness, that is us, then it doesn't matter whether it's even the man who has to stay at home because the woman earns more.
At all.
And I think, am I getting it right from all of
Yes,
you? All of you are saying.
yes.
Okay.
And
on which note, we will have to take a commercial break.
Okay, when we
And
come
then
back, I
when we
want to
come
make a
back,
point.
please, if you are just joining us, we are discussing money matters in marriage and family. And with me is Lady Justina Uwejiri, Mr. Paul Mante, Kofi Mante, who has written 5 books. And if you don't know, the 5 books are here. I'm holding them. He launched 5 books, released 5 books at a go. Multiple streams of income ideas, 80 practical multiple streams of income ideas. You need to get one of that. A practical guide to multiple streams of income with 80 actionable business ideas. Charlie, come. Retirement planning. Paul and
My
Kofi
favorite,
and Linda
yeah.
Mante. You see. So please, I'm making a special offer. I say if you come here, you get it, and Paul will autograph it for you. We are here. We have just less than an hour to go, so we will extend ourselves and stay to like 9:10 for you. So if you can't come here, come and get it, and then Paul, because you see, we have to read. Some of these things you take it for granted, but when you realize you have benefited from it, now you're late. But we don't want you to get to that point. So please come now. Please stick and stay. Get to us, WhatsApp, Telegram with your messages, contributions, queries, questions on 0549 986 996. Lady Justina says, men, don't treat women like they are doormats. And she's passionate about that. Being a counseling psychologist, she deals with a lot of, marriage issues. And she experiences firsthand how women are left to suffer just because they sacrifice so much. And then the men take them for granted and go checking some picking abolos and some side chicks and some flower gardens. So when I spoke about Champion Paul and Lady Justina, I left out our third wonderful panelist, and I was reminded, mercy on my head. So I also have Mr. Sylvester Segbaya in the house, and we are discussing money matters in marriage and family, and they've brought in different perspectives. I want you to ask yourself, what kind of person am I? They say that the biggest room in the world is a room for improvement. It is not a statement of error. Because you see, the time you think you know so much and you are champion of all you survey, may I kindly remind you, with all the humility I can master, and permit me to mention his name, but also a guy who died around 65 years of age, who controlled big wealth then. His name is Steve Jobs. And if he could give anything, any of his words, to extend his life, he would have. But he couldn't. There's a case of a guy who won, he's a billionaire, billionaire in UK. He was tried in US for I think about a 12-year period. And he finally was acquitted. That was in the UK. He goes celebrating on a yacht off the coast of Sicily. And he drowns with his daughter and some other people. So, realize that despite everything, you are still human. And take feedback. You see, some of us are so full of ourselves. I've encountered different people in this my short life, which is close to 60 years anyway.
Wow.
I've encountered people in different levels and ways, and I've realized that a lot of people are full of themselves. I'll give you an example. This guy was the deputy of the place that he was working, and we used to work for them. Then the head of unit, so this is not the whole company, the department. Then that departmental head chooses to go and do something else, so he resigns. Then he's promoted. I can't believe it. This guy changed. If you go and have to a meeting with him, he can keep you waiting for an hour. When I engaged him,
don't change.
I could not believe he was the same guy I'd been dealing with for the past 5 years. Just that small change of position. Please, we are saying that we are all humans. And so no matter how much you have become or know or do, pause, ponder, and take feedback. Let your spouse tell you. Let your siblings tell you. Let your close friends who can tell you. I've told you recently now, when I do some of my trainings or counseling, I used to let them, there's an exercise I said, give it to your close people and let them give you the feedback with the positive and negative and send it to me. But I realized that for some of them, the people can't give the negatives. So now I've revised it. I said, give me my email and send it to them. See why they cannot. Because the things they know the people to be, they can't tell them. So you are walking around dancing naked like the king, but you think you are wearing the most expensive clothes. Please listen, learn, and let's all be better. So for Paul, you didn't finish when we had to go on the break.
Just wanted to make a point. I understand the point Auntie Justina was just making, but I want to emphasize that if we see that we are working together, that must not come up.
Okay.
And the point you just made about that gentleman who was promoted, let me say that money is also like a mirror.
Okay.
You see the true identity of the person. When people make money, the husband who throws the wife out, he was always like that.
Okay.
It is money that
Revealed
now brought it out.
Okay.
You know, so for the singles who are also here to marry, you are making the decision. This is when you deal with all these marriage challenges. Some of them, when you do that, you realize that the things were there, but people turn their blind eye to the things. And Linda will say there are marriages that are called seesaw marriage. What do you saw before you are seeing?
Then I see.
You are
I
now
like
seeing.
that. Seesaw, I like that.
What you saw before when you were dating and you ignored it. Now you. So those who, these men who throw the wife out, who throw the children out, money has just exposed their manifestation of who they truly are. You know, it's. But let me also conclude that every marriage is unique. So couples also need to look at what works for them. If some of the things we are sharing here will not work for you, and something is working for you, and there is peace in your marriage, and you are doing well, why not? I mean, the Lord be with you. But it must not always be the woman. The man can also make sacrifices for the woman, and I'm sure you understand my point now. And the men need to provide leadership in the love for the wives as well. Maybe because I am a man, let me speak to the men. Because a lot of the time, the insecurity on the part of the women are created by the men. You are married, you still want to live like you are single. You still want to. We don't know where you are. You can't account. There is no accountability.
And call to check brings anger.
Exactly.
Why are you calling me?
It's unacceptable. Why shouldn't she call you? She must know where you are. So the fact that you are making the money doesn't mean that you are not accountable. You are still making the money for us. Because it's about the two of us. Just wanted to make that point before we proceed.
Okay. So where I want us to touch, because I engage with people on this issue of where is the woman who is making the money, because I've had cases where people I know have divorced their husbands because they said they were not making enough, and the women are making a lot. They think their husbands are, the Latinos call it forceful. Yes, the Latinos call it sissy. That means the husbands are women. In the Latino word, they call it sissy. If a Latino tells you you are sissy, means that you are not man enough. You get me? What would you like to tell such women? Can they go back and restore their marriages? Can they look at their life in a fuller dynamic? Or is it because they are coming from a purely transactional perspective and they think that all that I made is mine? So once you've not made enough for us, these men, for some of them that I know, were very supportive, caring, helpful, present, taking the children to school and stuff. But the women felt we were not doing enough in terms of earning enough. What would you want to say about this as well?
I would want to say that before marriage and in the marriage, we are always work in progress. Work in progress in that we have a background. I always talk about how our socialization is playing a key role in who we are today. And personality evolves. It's not static. So knowing where you are, as in who you are, self-awareness, helps you to work on yourself. You know that you are from a family who show off, but because you don't have the means, you are calm, you are cool, or you are not like that. It can pop up anytime. So start working on it before. So most people talking about power imbalance and all those things, most people is because of societal norms. I have to, especially men who are doing side checking, extramarital affairs. It's just to show. It's just to show off that I have arrived, because in their minds, this is how those who are well to do live their lives, where they grew up from the environment around them. It's similar to doing some hard drugs. People think once I have enough, this is a sign of societal norms play a role. Personal experience, our backgrounds, where we grew up from, how we are raised, can cause all these things. So pay attention to all these things when you plan. I always say that don't go for premarital counseling because you've seen somebody, because you have somebody. Go because you want to be a better person in marriage. So you are going to re-identify or remold yourself towards marriage. Then we can balance all these difficulties. Then financial instability. People have struggled in life and they think now that I have to. Yesterday I had a fight with a very good friend of mine. I did something for me, and the first thing is money. So I asked him, do I worth money? You see, I got pissed off because you could in any way do the thing and you still get the money. So why should money move you? You should move before money. I'm sure he wouldn't understand. But because of some struggles we've been through, we think now that we have, it must talk. But the Bible says that money is the root cause of all evil.
There's a movie.
But it's important.
There's a love of money.
Yes. There's a movie.
The love.
The movie is called Money Talks.
Money Talks.
By Chris
Yes,
Carter
money
and Co.
talks.
Yes.
But let it talk well. You see, you can regulate how the money is talking. Then imbalance workload, where the man is providing all the resources, but comes and the little support she's looking for is missing. So after a hard day's work, even what to eat must also be a bone of content. Then he has every reason to complain. Or the woman is doing all that it takes to bring money home or to make life better for the family, and she still have to come back and wash. We still have men in this century who says, me, I don't eat rice cooked with that machine. I don't like my clothes to be washed by this machine. When you look at the routines of the woman, washing will be an extra difficulty for her. Why would you still live in mediocrity? That is also a challenge. Or expecting the woman to serve you on a serving tray, you sit, you eat. After eating, she has to come and pick your plate. I always say that do it for your health. Or expecting her to lay the bed like the usual, like as if she's doing nothing. You see, one mistake we've made is, for me, I've never believed this word housewife. I don't think it has ever existed, because my grandmother that I know, who was not working in any company, was still working, go to the farm, bring cassava, go and sell abedru and all those things. It was a source of income and it was a source of work. She wasn't just staying home waiting. So it makes me find it difficult to believe. Of course, I know some women are like that even in today. They just sit. Even when their children are taken to school, they still can't clean their house. They still can't clean their homes.
So then, can we see then that there is more of the meanings we attach to the definition or the name more than what it actually means?
Exactly.
Because now people are even working from home.
Yes.
So though they are workers, they are house workers and they are house workers. So I think that to a certain extent, the nomenclature, the definitions, we must change them. We must change them, and that's why we are on radio and make sacrifices to be here. Because if we don't get people to think differently, marriage as we know it, family as we know it, will cease to exist. Because for a lot of people, like I say, it's the me factor. So if it's television, I want to watch this. I tell parents that even if you can afford television in everybody's room, when you are bringing up the children, have one, so that all of you, including you, the parents, will learn how to, will learn how to sacrifice for the other. Sometimes you all sit and watch one person's own, another time somebody's own. Because if you see, and that's why people are growing up now and are so intolerable. Because there's money at home, everybody gets what they want when they want it. But you see, life doesn't offer that always. Sometimes
true.
Somebody must sacrifice something for the other.
Yeah.
But if you raise your children or are raising your children to be just people who get what they want when they want it, how they want it, then they are not fit for.
Healthy.
Yes, they are not fit for coexistence, whether in the workplace, whether in the marriage
Community.
relationship, or in the family, or in the community. And that is the bigger issue that we need to deal with.
Yeah, but
You get
Michael,
me?
you see,
Yes.
the point Justina was making,
Yes.
can we ever put monetary value on the pregnancy the woman carries?
No,
Exactly.
we cannot.
Can you put monetary value?
No,
You
we
can.
cannot.
Or
Can-
the nursing.
Yeah, can you, I'll come to the nursing. Can you put monetary value on the risk she takes?
No, we can't.
Because some go and they don't come back.
Yes.
So if you're a man
Yes.
and your wife has given birth
Yes.
and you still don't see her contribution in the
the
marriage,
home, yes.
to the home and the
Yes,
marriage,
yes.
it's problematic.
Okay.
You know, when it comes to, we can't put monetary value on the children upbringing,
Yes.
training up of the children.
Yes. Yes.
If we make all the money in the world, and the children are wayward, what will be the
Exactly.
use of that money? You know, so I perfectly understand the point she's making, and like I said, the men need to provide leadership, and we need to know that a man cannot be a woman,
Yes.
and a woman cannot be a man.
Yes.
Yeah.
There are some things that the women, God has designed them
Exactly.
to do it better than us.
Exactly.
They carry the pregnancy, they
Yes.
breastfeed the children.
Yes.
I cannot breastfeed
Exactly.
a child,
Exactly.
but I cannot put monetary value.
Not even when you attempt.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Exactly. So the fact that I am making all the money
Yes.
and she's not bringing any money
Physical
directly
money, yes.
does not mean that she's not contributing to the. In fact, what she is doing, we can't even put monetary value on it.
So
So
are you-
it's
yes.
it's about us.
Okay.
The man playing his role, the wife
Yes.
playing his role, and ultimately we are looking at each other's interests
Okay.
rather than the selfish interests,
Okay.
and we will be good.
So-
Else, we are
Yes.
having more divorces today than ever before,
Exactly.
because people are living single lives even in the marriage.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I want you to address that issue. Just not started us off. For a woman who feels conflicted, she may have been separated from her husband or even divorced him because she feels that he's not bringing enough money home. Why it's dear to my heart is because I'm seeing the trends now. You know, as we are saying with this trend of equal opportunities, send a girl child to school. Women are getting offers now that some men
Much
can't.
better than the
That
men.
are, and if I know a situation where a couple, they both are bankers, and then one gets, the wife is called to a new bank and she earn like 4 times what both of them used to earn. So that's what I'm saying. So how can a woman who feels conflicted, her husband is not earning enough, not that her husband is lazy, but he's working, yet he's not earning enough and she's earning so much, what must their mindset be to be able to deal with this conflict? Because it's a huge social, internal, societal conflict. How can the woman have a different mindset in all that you said about the us?
Yeah. So,
Yes.
Vicky, let me start from here. There's a certain reasonable minimum income that the family needs at any point in time. And it's important that we recognize that and see whether the family is really making that income.
Okay.
So whether it's the man and the woman putting their resources together to, I mean, if you have 4 children and you are both working and all your 4 children are in school and you're feeding all 4, you're feeding 6 mouths. If maybe you may even be feeding 7 or 8. If you have a helper that comes in, if you are a grandmother or whoever who stays with you, so you're feeding quite a number of mouths. We live in a country where not too many incomes are that big. So we have the scenario where people are earning something very small. And so making ends meet is a challenge. That's one. The example you gave is more like the other end of the extreme where they're both working, earning decent incomes, and someone now gets a big fat income, you know, and now feels entitled. I'm making so much money and you are making so little. Now, Paul said something that if we see the money as our money and not my money and your money, then it won't even be an issue at all because you're both working. It's different when your husband is just sitting at home lying in the sofa and watching television while you go to work and come back, and every day you go and come back. You come back and feed him lying in the sofa. You take the plate away and go and clean it up and all of that. No, those are two different things. So if you have a situation where the income everybody is bringing in is not sufficient, you both need to have a conversation about how we can augment our family income, and that's critical. You can't wish it away, you know, and you cannot be beggars. I mean, asking people to support you all the time, it doesn't work that way. You got to take pragmatic decisions on how you can increase your income to take care of your family. Where you get to the point where you're both making decent incomes that meet your basic financial needs in the homes, probably even meet some of your luxury expectations, you know, and all of that. And we talked about it. Sometimes that becomes a problem in itself because of the me factor, because of the real thing that is hidden in us. Because if all of a sudden you are making 50,000 and your wife is making 100,000, that's 150,000 a month. And there are homes that make that, and yet money is a conflict point. Why is that so? And they have 2 children who are almost done with university and they pay their fees. Now it becomes a personality conflict issue because the issues they are fighting about is not necessarily about lack of money. It's more of too much money and different mindsets about money. And that's what needs to be dealt with. It's not the money, but the people. The person who feels, why are you saying your husband is not making enough if he's a manager and they are paying him, let's say, 30,000? And you are a manager and they are paying you 120,000. It's just by virtue of the fact that you are in company A and he's in company B. The problem is not that when you put your resources together or your incomes together, you're not able to take care of the needs of your family. The problem is that you should be making as much money as I'm making, or more money than me. So that when you now put money for on the table, you know,
it covers everything.
Yes. And that is where the issue is. That's where that individual needs to look at herself and say, am I being rational? Are my demands realistic? Why am I even making these demands in the first place? What good does it bring to the family? How does it change our prospects? How does it make us a better family? If we don't ask ourselves those questions, it will just be purely a selfish debate. And sometimes there are hidden motives, and those hidden motives are what drive the conflict around money. So for there are small conflicts in the relationship they've not sat down to address, and you're riding on the money disparity to begin to rip the marriage apart. So now you're making a lot of money, you're beginning to trigger a certain reaction that will eventually lead to a split up, so that you can keep all this money to yourself and do what you had always wanted to do. Maybe you had conversations about your global trips. You wanted to take a vacation in Santa Maria and not the Accra Santa Maria, but whichever other one there is, and he wants to still build income, so you finish the housing project, So now you think, well, this is the time for me to have my escape. Enough of the
restrictions.
Yes. So you need to look at it and tell yourself that, am I working for the good of this marriage, or I am just ripping it apart because of my selfish motives? So it's critical, and we need to look at it all the time. And let's remember that as human beings, we are innately selfish. But when we get into a married relationship, we need to let go of that selfishness, so we are working together as one people. It makes all the difference.
Awesome. Pastor Forever, I would say that you can't do me in effect as to work. Now let's go to the dashboard. Martha and Caspar, you help me with some of it, because this morning I'm seeing things too. Martha and Caspar says, money is good when it is acquired genuinely. Then good morning, please. How much is the books? Also, do you want to say it or when they come here?
When they come here.
So you come here, and then you come in. So, but it's reasonable. So it's not something that will scare you at all. It's reasonable. Money and wealth are not eternal, but money and wealth used to bless humanity are eternal. This is James Courage, we are from
Mogya,
right?
Yeah, James,
please continue for me.
Solid. Yeah, so good morning from life. Scripture says money is a defense, and that it answereth all things. It is a fact that knowledge is power. However, money has diffused the assertion and has relegated knowledge to the background. Thus, money is power, and it rules the entire world. Amen and amen. This is Uncle Ben from Makati Hill.
Uncle Ben.
I told you, Uncle Ben. I told I met Uncle Ben. He came for a funeral at my church. Uncle Ben is my student in school.
Wow.
Uncle Ben has triggered some serious debates in my mind. I don't know whether to start it, but thank you all the same for sending this to Uncle Ben. I have heard an allegation leveled against. I'm not sure whether this is for us.
No,
we'll skip that.
Yes.
We can read that. Good morning, Farm Life. May grace and strength be your portion always for your labor of love. I have learnt a lot from Mr. Paul Mante, and thankfully I have made great progress. God bless you all. Thanks from Sweet Ajele of Afenya Mataiko.
Applaudissez.
I think Paul, people must be bringing you titles.
And they do remember me.
Yeah, no, it's amazing when you share some of those stories about how you help people.
I tell you,
build
that's amazing.
Solid
Yes.
income.
So if he talks about not focusing only on money,
then
but
you must know
get a
that
full picture,
and
yet he will help you to make more money. In fact, we will have another session on this thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so our next listener is Efia from Sakumono. She says, good morning. What I want to say is that if you are in a relationship, do not ignore the red flags. I went into marriage with a mindset that we are one. I used all I had to cater for the home. I even bought land with my own money and added his name to it. Later, I realized my husband was flirting with another woman. I think that is why both men and women are learning from people's experiences. People's heads are not like pawpaw that you can open and see. Marriage is about meeting a mature, wise, God-fearing, and hardworking person. Money solves the majority of issues as well. When people meet good people, they talk as if all things are equal. All right. Thank you very much, Ifia from Zakumono. Then good morning, Mike. I trust you're doing well. And please, where can I get the books to purchase after today's program?
Okay, we'll tell you. That
will come up. Good morning, Farm Life. Today's topic is top notch. Papa Mike, kindly help me with Sir Paul's personal number because I need to talk to him. Okay. Or somebody needs more money.
If I have your permission, then we'll give it to him. Yes. It says,
okay. That's Yao Chris. He's asking for Paul's number.
Okay.
And our next texter says, I'm 65.6 years old. I wish there was a program on radio for early 80s when I got married. Well, in the early 80s when I got married, I would have had a better family than it is now. I listen to your programs every weekend, and I would ask all my children to listen to your program. I also told others about your shows. My children are Gen Z, and anytime they listen to you, they'll call me and thank me for introducing the show to them. Thanks, Farm Life, and continue the good work. All right, thank you very much.
For the enjoyment and the
missed
feedback.
The name.
Yes. What's the name? Okay. There's some more. Okay, please.
Yeah, that's Nee from Accra.
Okay,
thank you very much,
yes,
Nee. We appreciate your feedback.
Okay, please, can I get the books of the program or where
they can get the books? So we'll announce where the books can be found.
We've stayed up. We'll have a part 2 definitely of this. I've told some of Paul that we'll have a session where we can talk about retirement planning and all that. Like, is it Neil said that, you know, we all are learners in life. Sometimes we do not have the opportunity to know some things. parenting in the past was done some way because they did it as best they could. Now we have opportunity to learn. Information is available. If we get stuck and we have the fixed mentality this against being or having the growth mentality, then we don't grow, and that fixated posture will hurt us and hurt those close to us and those we work with. Because even in the workplace, there are those who are tyrants and there are those who are controlling. Often the biggest issue, like the lady raised, when it comes to the red flags that people ignore or not, is about the self. When the self is not subject, and that's why for some of us maybe we'll bring in the part of Christ in our lives, because you see, when Christ comes into your life sincerely, you become a changed person. So why we can talk about the way we are talking as men and others and women and all is because, you know, there's somebody higher that you respond to, who you are accountable to first, and then the others. So accountability in your life is high. First to God, to your spouse, to your children, to your employer or employees, and to all the other people you connect with, your church members, your church pastor and stuff. But where you are a force unto yourself, whether you're head of institution or not, then you are in the very bad place. Because the moment you are not accountable to anybody but yourself, you are a risk to yourself. And the day that you discover that, maybe too late. So please, if you are listening to us, or you know somebody who can listen to us, I know somebody who says when she turns the radio on and I don't put it off.
He doesn't want to.
He doesn't want to
hear
enough
because, of advice,
because
right?
You see, the truth of the matter is that Michael Jackson sang a song, "The Man in the Mirror." We are talking to the man in the mirror. That man is you looking in your mirror. We are talking to the woman in the mirror. That woman is you looking in the mirror. Take a stand. Life is fleeting. Someday we will all leave this world. We should not be afraid of death, we say, but we should not live recklessly. Some of us are living very recklessly, permit me to say. Like the woman is saying, why all the side chicks, the girls? Look, one day we'll discuss it. Pleasure, money, which we are discussing now, and then power. which Lady Justina alluded to. There should be nothing like power in our dealings. You get me? But when we don't get it right, then we think there should be. Please read it on for us. Yes.
A couple more. It says, "Good morning, Farm Life. I get motivated anytime I listen to Paul Kofi Mante. God bless you." From Mr. Korte. Thank you very much, Mr. Korte. And the next person says, "God bless you, Farm Life, for the good work you are doing. It is well." This is Nene Populampo from Dakuman. Thank you, Nene. Okay, I think that is it. Okay, well, there's somebody. This is okay. My name is James Brown, and today's discussion has been a blessing. My regards to Elder Paul Kofi Mante. All right, thank you very much, James Brown. Somebody's still asking for where you can get the episodes of the Farm Life online. So I'm sure Nikki will announce it when we are closing.
So let me announce it now before I forget sometimes. So we've set up a new platform. It's on YouTube. It's called Farm Life with MM. The Farm Life is one word, FAMLIFE. Then the word with, WITH, and then the two letters M and M. So Farm Life with MM. When you go there, you get the previous episodes, and we would also load this one there, so you can listen, and we all can be a better version of ourselves. Now let's come home for the few minutes that we have left. Why is it that it's difficult to make money? That's what the part 2 there on the going deeper into, because this your 5 books, all the things in it alone is deep. You are a financial planner and all. Is it the case that people are always lazy, or is it the case that people are ignorant, or is it the case that people have not learned yet how to maximize their ability to earn? Because if somebody earns maybe like 900 a month or 1,000 a month, and people earn that, or somebody earns 3,000 a month, how can they navigate these realities when their cost of survival maybe is actually 1,002? So they are struggling to even stay within the 900 budgets. How can they save? Or maybe it's 3,000, their monthly budgets, child fees, they are taking a beer, Trotsky and everything. Is that alone comes to like 3-5, and they have combined trying to live within a tree. How can they? What must they do to be able to thrive? We'll have that session on the investments and things.
Yeah.
But
minimum wage in Ghana is what? Is it 20 cedis per day?
No, I think it's less.
It's
It's
less.
less,
Yeah. So when you put that together for a month, you're doing less than even the 900 you gave. I'm just helping Paul to
You
give
know,
us the right coaching.
I think that there are two things that can help change this. The first one I call the God factor. I'm a Christian, and I believe in the God factor. There are opportunities that you don't do anything about, and they come your way. Sometimes you listen to one program, and it changes your mindset altogether. But the time of listening to that program, you could have been on admission, you could have been elsewhere. But the fact that you have opportunity to even listen to it, sometimes you meet somebody, and the person becomes your destiny changer. So I think that there's a God factor. Very important. But I also think that there is appropriate information where people need to build capacity. You know, people need to learn quickly. People need to create multiple streams of income. If you are relying on one, I mean, one of my favorite quotations is that salary is the medicine for managing poverty. Salary never cures poverty. It's only a business or an investment that will cure poverty. You know, so you need to build the capacity. You need to build capacity very quickly and get appropriate information. And there is nothing wrong with starting on the low end of the salary scale, but there is everything wrong with remaining there. And there is everything wrong with expecting that somebody will take care of you. Somebody will have mercy on you and they will give you a salary raise. It's your duty, it's your responsibility to see how you can upgrade yourself. Sometimes it means that you may have to go to school, get another degree. Sometimes it means you have to do some weekend schooling in addition to what you do 8 to 5. Sometimes it means that you need to do something else in addition. There's a lady who sat in one of my sessions, I think in 2017 or so. And this is a woman with 3 master's degrees, but she goes to learn how to do decor. Today she does rentals and all that in addition. So the idea about creating multiple streams of income is something we need to learn. I've authored several books, but I'm still learning. Learning never ends. So we need to be open to learn. We need to be open to build capacity, and I know we'll dedicate time to talk about investment and all that, but it's all about a certain paradigm shift where there is a complete mindset shift. People must believe that it's possible. In fact, in my sessions, there's a statement I always make that financial freedom begins with 2 important beliefs. Belief number 1 is my financial future is going to be better than the present. You need to believe that your future is going to be better than the present. And belief number 2, you need to believe that God has given you the power to make it a reality. You can make it happen. We've seen people from very low background and who have done well with their lives. I mean, you're a MOBA. MOBA, right?
Yes,
unfortunately, I mean, I am in St. Augustine.
I knew that was coming.
Do you know the funny thing? My father and my 2 brothers are all Apsu.
But why did you?
That is a miracle.
But why did you move out of the family?
He missed the way.
That is a miracle.
I support the miracle.
It's a miracle. Because myself, I don't understand how my daddy allowed me. But I learned from him. He listens to you. When you give him good reason why you want to, and he thinks you should. So yes, please.
But you see, when I was in St. Augustine's, I mean, the day we eat beans and gari, I wait and carry the leftover gari from table to table because my father is dead, and you have a single mother with 8 children. I'm the 6th one among 8. So man has struggled. I mean, I used to sell tea at Medina, taxi rank. We've done stuff in the past until I meet one man called Miles Moreau. One day, one man, and then it changes my thinking completely. I mean, radically. And I have a new view of myself. Now I write down my lifetime goals. The year 2000. In fact, doing public speaking, becoming a managing director. I wrote all down the year 2000. 25 years ago, you know, when I was in the final year in the university. So I think that encounters, people need to have encounters. In our generation is so blessed because we are blessed with the internet.
Yeah.
You can be in your room and build capacity. So if you are struggling, the income is low, get videos, get audios, and play them. Learn. There are so many. I have several videos on YouTube. I mean, we've done city stuff plenty in the past. They are available. Just learn. You can be in your room and still have encounters with people who are even there, like the Miles Moreau and co. So I want to encourage people the appropriate information. It won't happen in a day. We are still learning. I'm still buying books. I'm still reading. Let's build knowledge, and the Lord will help us. We will get better. Yeah. And we've seen lives that has been changed. Yeah.
Awesome. So we are beginning to touch down gradually.
Yeah.
Lady, I said, you see, let me confess. I woke up at 1 a.m. I haven't slept since.
Oh, mercy.
So my mind is not acting, it's not working well. And I have a full day today. Mercy on my head. Yes, the psychology of money. I'm coming back to that again.
Yeah.
Is it related to nature? Is it related to our nurturing? Is it related to our worldview and experiences? Or is also a combination of all of them? What will you say?
It is a combination of all of them.
Okay.
In that we sometimes from our background feel inadequate.
Okay.
I'm not enough to do this. And we say it openly. As for me, where I come from, we can't do it's in the mind. And you see, I always say that the mind is so interesting and powerful in that whatever you tell us, it's accepted. In fact, if you really want to explain practical garbage in, garbage out, is the mind. Whatever you feed it, accepted, and you work on it. So the thing doesn't exist, and you've given to it, it will make it a real thing to you. That's why we have people struggling with delusional disorders. They live in the mind, and they always struggle with the practical life. Something is going on in the mind, and that is what is happening. So that is one. Two, stress and anxiety. Sometimes feeling inadequate leave you with stress and anxiety, in that you are always feeling jittery. As for this one, even when you are negative about everything, and that alone stresses you. So you have 10,000 things going in your head at the same time. Then you can't put your hand to one of them. Instead of starting with the steps, you think you can move 2 legs, and eventually you either fall or you don't make a move at all. And then we can also look at lack of, or you lose your self-worth. So I always talk about self-awareness. Where you yourself, you don't place any value on yourself, is the beginning of these difficulties. And then comparison traps. Where you see the self-worth will lead to the comparison trap. So you looking at yourself as somebody that does not exist. So instead of being who you are and do what you are capable, no matter how small it is, you looking at the big. And this is a very great challenge in our part of the world. So you meet people with I've met some guys. I was in the Toto and I was listening to them after secondary school. And then one of them was encouraging, oh, let's go. I learned this filling station they are looking for. As for me, why do I have to go and work and be paid 200 cedis? So my question is, you are home. You buy credit and feed your phone. And 200 is not enough. But how do you get money to feed your phone? Where the 200 is the starting point. Because in the course of working at the filling station, you can meet somebody who can offer a better or build on that experience. But you don't want to start. You want to start it big, which doesn't exist. Because nobody has gotten it, starting it from the middle. No building have a roof before the foundation. So these are some of the psychological aspects that I would look at.
Awesome.
So we have to always know these things are there and work on ourselves.
Awesome. Yes, so now we are beginning to touch down. If you want a copy of any of the 5 books, which I'll announce again shortly, you after here, if you are not here by the time we close, we will give you up to 9:10. You can get it at LM Total Wear at Kanda. LM Total Wear is opposite, it's adjacent to Mount Crest Law School, Mount Crest Law School at Kanda. So LM Total Wear at Kanda is opposite Mount Crest Law School. And you can also call 024 390 2095. Again, 0243 90 2095. And I'm sure you can arrange on how you can get a copy. Or 057 40 93755. Again, 0574 03 9755. And you can get a copy of any of these 5 books. I'm going over them quickly for us. How to Own Your First House, a practical guide to multiple streams of income with 80 actionable business ideas, 80 practical multiple streams of income ideas, and then retirement planning. And then the final one is marriage and finance. So I'll encourage you, get yourself the whole pack and let that be a present for yourself or somebody, and then read and get better. You can get it at Kanda if you are not able to get here at Adabaka by the time we close, and we give you about 10 minutes to wait. Any shout outs? Yes, if you have a shout out, you can do it now before. Okay, maybe let's start with one. 10th September was my older sister's birthday. So, however, somewhere you call her Sherry Coco. We love you and appreciate you greatly. She's an amazing person, and anytime I get to talk to her, I enjoy the wonderful things she shares and says and helps me to be a better person. We love you. The whole Ashley Manson family love you to the bits. God bless you. Yes, so the floor is open for any shout out or anything before. And if you want to say anything briefly about the book, please, we are permitted, please, because these books, people must read them.
Let me just use a minute to, not a shout out, but to round up on my thoughts on the discussion. That we need to get our priorities right. Think about what is important to you and work towards it. Don't let money be the most important thing, because a lot of people are climbing ladders in life, but in old age they may realize that the ladder was on the wrong wall. Climbing the wrong wall all their lives. You know, imagine life as a game in which you are juggling 5 balls in the air. You name them: family, health, friends, spirit, and your health. Very soon you recognize that it's only work that is a rubber ball. It bounces back. You can change jobs. Please make money, but don't sacrifice your family, your health, your friends, and your spiritual life for money. Else you'll be financially rich but emotionally bankrupt. If you are married, let there be transparency in the marriage. There should be some accountability. Be accountable to your partner. Be accountable to your wife, because it's one way to keep you in check. And have people that you periodically sit down with your wife and let's have discussions. Let's be open about the finances. And I'll conclude with a quotation from Mama Dora. And I took that quotation from this show. She says, if you came to marry, marry.
It's a very solid statement.
If you came to marry, marry with your money, marry with your vision, marry with your future. If you came to marry, be in. This motro mojo, you have one leg in, one leg out. If you came to marry, marry. Special good morning to my roommate and my partner and my Cambodia everything, Linda.
Mama Linda, big shouts to you this morning. Big shout outs to you. Yes.
So maybe I also just give one closing remark. One of the habits we must cultivate is a habit of saving and investing, and I'm sure that Paul, when he's back on the program, will talk a lot more about it. No matter how small your income is, learn to put some money aside for the rainy day. Shout outs to my good friends, Pastor Emmanuel Ofori and Pastor Evangel Anna of Harvest Chapel, Ashaiman and Tema Committee too, respectively. God bless you.
Awesome. So let me make announcement to All Souls Baptist Church South La, in collaboration with Old Ford Ministry International, are organizing the Institute of Biblical Preaching and the Essentials of Anointed Expository Evangelistic Preaching, and it's from October 13th to 16th 2025 at the All Souls Baptist Church at South La, and it's going to be from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. each day. And to register and to be part, there are great people coming. The speakers are Dr. David Alford, Dr. Stephen F. Alford. I can see them as nice fights. Dr. F. Alford looks quite good. Dr. Taiwo Iyanda, Reverend Moses Okwenote, who is the host, Reverend Dr. Fred Digby, Reverend Enoch N. Thompson, Reverend Dr. Samuel Otupimpong, and Most Reverend Dr. S. N. Mensah. So you can call 0208 977 802, again 0208 977 802, or 0244 873030, and then you'll be told how you can register and be part of it. It's happening October 13th to 16th. Thank you very much.
Okay, so to all those who are listening to us, Barbara, Grandma Lekwenda, and all old Accra girls, thank you so much. What I want you to know is money is necessary too, but not the foundation of marriage. Culture and religious values guide money use within families. Health and mental wellness must work hand in hand with financial responsibility.
Awesome.